Jason Brennan, and
Louis Perez. And today we're here with Hunter Alvarez.
Kira Chapa.
All right, Mr. Brandon, go ahead and start us off.
so you guys are very involved with after-school clubs and sports, correct?
Not really.
Yes, I am.
What do you guys think about FFA?
I think FFA is great, and I think that almost all students should at least try it, give it a chance, because it's like really life changing. At least it was for me, and I know it was for Hunter too.
Yeah, I can't say anything more. It was really life changing for me. Now that I'm an officer, it's really fun, and going to fair especially. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit why it was, life changing as you exported.
FFA made me fall in love with agriculture, and now in the future I plan on studying agriculture and going to college. So that's a big life change, and I plan on having a ranch in the future.
For me, I learned like a lot of life qualities throughout FFA. I learned like time management, responsibility, and you can't just go home and not work your animals. If you do that, you're gonna get screwed over in fair. Am I allowed to say that? Okay. So I mean, either you put a lot of work into it or don't and pay the consequences. I just learned a lot from it. It's hard to like put it all into detail.
Well, so you said every kid should get FFA, and what do you think that all kids have a chance to do FFA? Like, do they have to have a lot of funds for it, or can they all just do it? Does it require a lot of funds or no?
It does require funds, but if you need it, FFA has a loan. So, and FFA is more than just raising an animal. I just want to mention that. You can go to contests, judging contests, anything. But if you want to do an animal and you can't afford it, you can get a loan throughout the FFA program. Or, just kind of wing it and you're going to make your profit back, most likely, when you sell that animal at auction.
What do you have to say, Hunter?
I can't say anything more really. Yeah, FFA is more than just raising an animal. So I feel like if you want to raise an animal, then yes, you may have to have some funds, but not a lot through the loan and stuff. But FFA is more than just raising animals. Judging contests, it's open closing contests, which teach you speaking values in life. And then the AET farm records, that's another thing that'll teach you help keep organized and stuff through work and so much more.
So, Mr. Alvarez, yesterday we were talking about, football and how in football and the other sports there's a sense of family and whatnot. And you're a football player. In FFA, would you guys say that there's some sense of, family and like people behind you, having your back?
Absolutely. Through FFA, I've grown to obviously be on the officer team, and our motto is like #family. So we always pick each other up when we feel down, or we pick each other up when we mess up something. Even at fair, it's the same thing. We always, if we get a bad score on a showmanship, we always pick each other up. And yeah, so it's always like a big family thing for FFA and everything else, sports, whatnot. Kira?
I mean, if it's hard to be in FFA if you don't have like a group with you, because I don't know, it's a hard program to get into, and if you don't have the right kind of guidance, like Hunter did at first, if you don't have the right kind of guidance, it's hard to like just stay in it. So I think it's really important to at least reach out to your fellow like older FFA members and just talk to them. Make sure it's something that you want to be into, because it's not really for everybody. But for most kids, it's something that I think they really enjoy.
So what I'm hearing is like these FFA is a good way to make some friends and stuff. Like for per se, as popular kids when you need to make friends, they could join FFA, see if they like it, and they can make friends while doing it too.
So I didn't have any friends at first, huh?
Shut up.
So, let's talk a little bit about you guys. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys feeling?
Doing pretty good. Woke up late start from late arrival, so yeah.
was doing great till JJ asked me if I wanted to be in an interview. No, I'm just kidding, JJ. We're still good.
Let me ask you, is there anything, that we don't know about you guys, maybe like a secret talent that you guys haven't told anybody about that nobody knows you have?
I can sing in the shower. Just,
I don't know. I don't think there's anything like more to me. I guess work. That's about it.
no, I just ride horses at home. Call it a day. That's my life.
Do you guys like? Do you guys How do you guys feel towards the new staff of this new MHS staff? Do you guys like? Do you guys feel like it's kind of weird that we're getting like tons of new teachers like every single year, or do you guys think it's nice? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it depends on the teacher and the teacher we had prior. I mean, for example, we love Cook, and he's a part of our hashtag family pretty fast. But I mean, it just really depends on the teacher and the teacher we had prior.
Yeah, I can't say anything more. I mean, Cook's an amazing teacher, especially after Pollock left. But no one can replace Pollock. She's a legend at the school. But yeah, no, I feel like switching out the teachers helps for students to like meet new people, especially like meet the new teachers. It teaches them like sometimes you won't have the same friends or like the same people by your side at all times. But yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on the new school that they put up, and then from what I hear, I guess once we graduate high school, it's supposed to knock it down completely and put up something new, or is that wrong?
I'm not too sure, but I absolutely hate it. I hate middle schoolers.
I honestly don't think it's very fair for them to put the middle schoolers with us. I don't know. I think they should have asked us first on our opinions because it is our last high school year, and I think we should just keep it just high schoolers.
Yeah, I can totally agree with you guys. Like, they're kind of like showing off that new school. We got this school, and then they're gonna rebuild this one eventually. So it's not fair.
If they did ask you guys, how you guys want to keep the school, or if there's something you want to change in your eyes, being seniors, what would be one thing that you would want to change, before we left for the better?
First thing would be get a bigger ag department because with how small our ag department is right now, we're already a winning powerhouse. But if we were to be bigger and actually have like an actual school farm where we could house animals, we would be an overload of powerhouse running. We would probably be the best in San Diego, debatably. But yeah.
I agree. I think getting a barn in here would be really good for students who live in like KB, like Isabel, for example, and who can't raise an animal like a lamb or steer. If we had a barn, any student could raise an animal. Not all of them live in Pine Valley or Boulevard like I do.
Do you think like the lack of our school obviously lacks some things compared to schools downtown, like such as El Capital, because they have a barn. Do you think that kind of intimidates other students into not joining FFA or like these sports or etc.?
I don't think it intimidates them. I think students just take it as more of like a overtaking than it really is. Because it sounds like a lot when you first join. It sounds like it's crazy, but once you're in there and you know what you're doing, you're just like, wow, I'm really glad I did this. So that's what I think, in my own opinion.
Yeah, I can't say anything more. I think the thing that scares most students out of FFA and like raising an animal is the cost and where they're going to keep it. But the cost isn't like the big thing, the big issue, because we can always do fundraisers, we can always spot people and stuff. And then like the housing, we can always house it at like a ranch, say close to the sun, which whack. But we have another horse or ranch area over there that we can keep it. But yeah, or just have friends that have a ranch and keep it and take care of it. But, yeah.
Can you guys talk a little bit about some of the challenges that come with, raising an animal in FFA, and some of the things that you might have to, let's say like you guys were talking, what if you don't have the room for it? Some of the things that you guys do to overcome some of these boundaries.
Talk to people who are already in FFA and raising an animal, because I can almost promise you that these kids want you to be doing this, and if you just ask them to like, hey, can you keep my lamp at my house? I bet you at least one kid will, or at least help you find a place. This is something that we've experienced throughout the years. I've been in FFA for 3 years. How long have you been in it?
2, 3 years.
Okay, so yeah, you should ask your older FFA students or your officer team who all have experience with it.
Yeah, that's a big issue. The big thing is housing, I feel like, and then like once you get past that, the biggest challenge is like working it every day, making sure it has the right amount of feed, water, stuff, and then especially with working, you need to practice for showmanship, you need to practice for market, make it look pretty, and it's a whole bunch. But I feel like once you get past that, then you can have other people look at you and like critique your stance and critique whatever you're doing wrong. And then by then, that's why I feel like if we had a school barn, we would be such a good FFA. We would be a so much better FFA school. But yeah.
Mr. Brennan, you want to ask them a little bit about, maybe presenting their animals and what goes into that?
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Does so FFA obviously you have to put a lot of time into if you want to get far and do good. Does being in a sport and wanting to do FFA, does that cause any problems like with FFA or like if your sport like?
I mean, I know it did with Hunter, and I know it stressed him out a little bit at the beginning, but just talk to your FFA advisor, which is Robinson or Mr. Cook, and we could most likely figure something out for you guys. Just fit into our own schedule.
Yeah, that's like the big issue right now, being an officer now, because I have so much other stuff that I have to do now with the open and closing contest, so I have to miss a few, like 1 or 2 practices here and there, but it's not anything big. But that's about it, and then yeah, that's
Yeah, can we talk a little bit about, what goes into presenting your animal, what you guys have to do to get it show ready?
Yeah, so it depends on like your animal. So for say lambs, 'cause that's what I mainly do. I feel like lambs have are like the top work because you have to shave them right before fair. You have to shave your entire body, make sure they're all looking spiffy and stuff, and then you have to do their leg hairs. You have to comb those up just the right amount so they look, or just in the right way so they look poofy. They makes their legs look big. And then we do other things with the lambs because some lambs don't cooperate. Like I had a lamb last year that we had to fix my stance because I'm used to a certain way, but I had to fix it to the lamb's behavior and liking. So yeah, that's like another thing is like the animal's behavior and how they're gonna act in the show ring. But yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, we have to get it as perfect as possible and make him look as good as we can for the judge. Because that's what the judge is judging us on, either the market, which is like their meat, the bones and stuff like that, or showmanship. So either way, on market, you have to make sure the lamb looks just 100% beautiful. And then on showmanship day, it's more of you and the lamb together. So you guys both have to be looking good, and it shows how much you've been working with your lamb when you're out in that ring come showmanship day. So there's just a lot to it.
So I've heard this from a couple FFA students. What is a show face?
It's like your poker face. You got to be serious in there. You can't be laughing, goofing off, looking around. You have to be looking at the judge straight in the eye and be as serious as possible.
Yeah, so it's really, really, you have to make the judge like super uncomfortable with how much you're looking at him. Like it's actually insane. Like the first time I went in there, I was sweating balls because I was looking at the judge so much and so nervous. But yeah.
Mr. Brennan?
There's not much I can say after that. What about you, Luke?
Yeah, no, I can't really say much either. What about you guys' schooling? Schooling. This is all our senior year. Getting ready for adulthood. How are you guys getting yourselves prepared for that?
I'm getting prepared by like I plan on going to college for track, obviously, and agriculture. But after that, I plan on pursuing either a career in firefighting or heavy machinery, and starting a business in livestock hauling around San Diego, possibly all the way around the nation. But yeah, that's what I plan on doing.
My plan is to enlist in the Air Force, and then I'm going to be a college student while I'm in the Air Force. I'm going to be studying marine biology or either wild animal biology. So that way, by the time I'm done in the military and decide to leave, I'll have a career path right in front of me by the time I finish college.
What does FFA offer any scholarships or like anything that could help you when you graduate?
So I'm not 100% savvy on this, but if you really are interested, that's a genuine question that I'd ask Robinson. But from my knowledge, that there is, and I know FFA has really big ones, right? Yeah, FFA has really big ones.
Yeah, so there are a few scholarships that you can earn. So I'm going to take Lucas Jackson last year, for example. He went up to Calusa livestock judging competition, and he ended up winning the entire thing. He got, what was it, first high individual, second high individual, something like that, and he won a scholarship to Ruby JUCO, but he never did it. So that's one way you can earn a scholarship, but another way is like just doing good in all your agricultural experiences through high school, and then you get looked at by colleges. I know Robinson got looked at for livestock judging by Ohio State, and I forgot the other one, but yeah.
Yeah. So, what made you guys pursue FFA? What did you guys see that said, hey, I want to go and raise an animal?
The one thing that got me into FFA was obviously Kira, but I have a history behind farming and livestock and stuff, especially like my grandma used to own, or her family used to own like, I don't know, it was like 40, 50 acres, and it was all cornfields and stuff. So that's like where I feel like my passion for FFA really like comes from. And yeah, now I plan on having a ranch in the future. So
I grew up on a ranch for about the past 15 or so years, so I have a lot of experience with just livestock, bigger animals, and stuff like that. And one who got me started was Tulak. I wanted nothing to do with it until Lon told me. So we started off with the lambs, and then I wanted to do steer, and then I was like, okay, I kind of like this. So I've been trying to recruit as many people as possible, just trying to give FFA a chance, because it was really life changing for me, and I know it was for Hunter, probably Isabel as well.
Mr. Brennan?
I don't have anything.
Yeah, I really have nothing more either. I guess one thing that we want to say is thank you to Isabel for recording our video.
Do they have any questions?
Yeah, Isabel, would you like to? No. Okay. Do you guys have any questions for me and Mr. Brennan?
no, sir.
Are you guys gonna join FFA?
Yeah, I'm raising a pig.
Are you actually?
Yeah, I'm raising pigs too.
Why?
Yeah, because I want to go fair and skip school.
What about you? I'm gonna recruit you.
Are you allowed to raise like cocks, like roosters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bunnies, yeah.
The chicken lottery.
Maybe I will. All right. Well, we sure appreciate you guys, Mr. Hunter, Kira. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.